All right. We are live. Let me do something here real quick. Let me get my... Why isn't this up here like this? Come on. Okay, that's all set there. Let's go ahead and head on to this. So we're gonna do some quick updating here. Kind of just make sure I'm still doing this Restream IO thing, so I'm still working through the kinks, if you were. Just make sure, yeah, this is what we're live with right now. And then I wanted to, how do I make this one? There we go. Okay. Now we're good. Now I think we're okay. So, hi everybody. Hopefully we're doing good here. I've got some fun, cool, epic music to be played. So hopefully this is pretty cool. But yeah, so we're live. We're here. Hi. Maybe I should get a thing out to everybody. I wonder if I can still do that. Do I still have that? Can I still do this? Log in. Stay on the free plan. Stay on the free plan. A new post. Live now over on Twitch and YouTube. The Twitch things. Let's talk a bit about the hunted and how it affects armor. Tab TCG. Then we got HTTPS on Twitch. Twitch.tv/AshenWings. And then also YouTube. YouTube.com/AshenWingsTCG. So we can only get one. So let's just this. Let's see. YouTube.com/AshenWings. Oops, and not that one. Not that guy. Come on. What are we doing here? YouTube.com/AshenWingsTCG. That's really what's here. God. Dude. Don't do this ever. YouTube.com/AshenWingsTCG. There we go. And then twitch.tv/AshenWings. Oh, okay. So it's just gonna do it. Okay. Cool. You know what? Never mind. I don't want to use this anymore. Just say forget it. Let's go to Blue Sky. Let's just make a quick thing. Live now over on Twitch and on YouTube. Talking about the hunted And it's a... Let's build some new commoner decks. Then it'll be the link to the stream on YouTube, and then it'll be the link to the stream on Twitch. So let me get this here. Hopefully everybody's doing good. Hopefully we're having a good day today. Okay, got this here. Let me get variable link. That's what I want. Okay. Let's just save that. Let's go ahead and post. And then let's go ahead and post on here. And now, sweet. Oh, I see. It just took the last link. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, Twitch or Twitter. I see what you're doing. Anywho. Hi, everybody. How we doing? So the Hunted's out. Well, we know what the Hunted is doing. How do we all feel about that? And you commoner heads freaking out? Let me tell you, I built some gas. I built some serious gas, and I'm looking to see whether or not that gas is going to work. So I need sacrifices, if you were. I need sacrifices so that I can play these new heroes that I've built. I've already built a commoner Arachne Web of Deceit, a commoner Syndra, and a commoner Fang deck. I'm not sure how all of them work entirely. I think the craziest thing to me is that let's just like take a look at the commons in the set, right? Let's just take a quick nasty look at the set. What's up, Cosmic? How you doing? How the hell are you? All right, so let's take a quick look here. So, hold on. Oh, excuse me. So, 4 packs of... Ooh, this is it. This is how it begins. 4 packs of Fab. You're done, dude. You're done. Crazy. All right. Well, what'd you buy? What were your pulls? I'm curious to know. Okay, so let's take a look at the stuff, right? So we have set HNT and then rarity comp. That's what I want to get because I will be. Well, all right, dude. I look forward to it. It's gonna be a good time. Honestly, opening my first few packs of Flesh and Blood is what got me into the game. It was just like night and day stuff. It really just like changed my whole perspective on card games, and it was very good. It was very, very good. So I do suggest frequently that happen. Open your packs. Open your stuff. That's the best part, is that like a lot of the people who go into like who are from like Magic, they look at Flesh and Blood and they're like, oh, it's probably got a sealed market. There's no sealed market. Just open everything. Okay, so taking a look at the commons that we got in the set, we are looking at quite a few individuals that are pretty powerful, but I think overall it's a pretty tame set. at least from what I can see. Backstab getting a reprint in red only and then down to common is the only downshift that we saw from rare to common. And it's just red backstab. So, which isn't terrible because red backstab is at least good. You know, defense reaction cards can't be played on this chain link. So, you know, you still have an opportunity to bump it up. But we'll also take a look at both Defang the Dragon and Extinguish the Flames. These cards are never going to see play. They're never going to see play, ever. This, on the other hand, Mark of the Black Widow is definitely going to see play. This card I like a lot. Obviously, if you go ahead and you mark somebody and then you attack with this, it actually can come in funny enough, especially with the cards that do mark, such as Public Bounty, which we'll actually probably see down here, if I were to guess. Oh, maybe it'll be on the next page. Where is it? Public Bounty. If you add this card in with that card, you actually end up in Arachne alone. You make a 2-card 7 with Go Again. Now, 2-card 7 with Go Again is like a 7.5 and not an 8 in value, but the Go Again might be worth it entirely. So combining these together is really, really good. And the same goes for Mark of the Funnel Web. This one destroys arsenals. So if your opponent, if you're playing against a ranger and you're just like, yeah, I'd rather kill their arsenal, play Public Bounty, attack with Mark of the Funnel Web, red. This one comes in for 7, Go Again, if it hits. So, and it's probably going to hit. It's crazy. Mark of the Prey, not a bad card. Again, stealth when this hits a hero, mark them. Very well could be the situation in which you are, you know, if you're trying to mark an individual, which you're usually going to try and do in Arachne. Sorry, hold on. Been getting over a little itchy throat, so trying my best to not strain my voice. Good stuff. Anyway, this is just good. If your opponent's already marked, then this is going to come in for a 0 for 4 on hit, Go Again. And if it doesn't on hit, you don't have to really worry about it. Plunge to Prospect's not bad either. This is already technically a 0 for 4, could be a 0 for 5 with on hit, Go Again. If you're playing, you know, if you're playing a more marked-esque build. Reaper's Call, this is just a great way to discard and then mark an opposing hero. So it also blocks 3. This is like an insane card actually, and like all of its value. It costs 0 to play it. It attacks for the rate that all the other stealth cards do. It blocks for the same rate all the other stealth cards do, and it's got an instant ability to immediately mark your target opponent hero. Which means that if you're coming in for attack and your opponent says no blocks, you can then go ahead and discard this to mark them. And you can utilize that with this too. So for instance, you can come in for 3 and your opponent can go, okay, no blocks. You can discard this in the reaction step, mark them, and then it'll hit them and do that. So huge value in these two. Same goes for Mark of the Funnel Web and Reaper's Call as well. Let's see. Scuttle the Canal. This isn't a terrible card, but effectively it's just a 0 for 3 with Go Again in most cases. It's not bad, but I think at that point you'd rather probably just play like stuff in Arachne Solitary Confinement. So it's not completely terrible, but it is, it's just a regular on rate thing. Razor's Edge getting a reprint only in red. It was already common, so no worries there. 2 sides to the blade. This is an interesting one. It blocks 3. It's an assassin attack reaction, and you can pay 1 for it. Target dagger attack gets +3, or you can have target attack action card with stealth get +3, and when it hits a hero, mark them. This I'm not too high on because it costs 1. If it costs 0 and it was a choose 1, that's fine. but because it's a cost 1, you have to give pretty much a whole card for that. And I feel like your reactions are going to be better whenever you transform. So it is what it is there. Now, the traps that we got for Assassin were actually kind of crazy. So this is Hunted or Hunter. When this defends and the attacking hero has played or activated an attack reaction, this chain link, they lose 1 life. So if you're going against a warrior, this is crazy because they'll more than likely attack react and you can just block it for 3, they lose life. It's a great way to close out the game. It's a good, what do you call it? It's like a reckless swing in Commoner. It's pretty cool. Love that. I don't know if I'd run it because like not everybody's going to run attack reactions, but it is a good trap to have. So that's the assassin stuff here. Not terrible. We're going to get into other assassin stuff later on too, but right now this is just strictly the assassin stuff here. So let's move into Draconic Ninja. So we got Blood Drop and Bloodline. Effectively, this is just a slightly expensive version of this here. They both block 3. This is a ninja card that blocks 3, mind you. So I think both of these are good, but I'm only really going to run Bloodline, I think. Because it comes in for 3. You're at least going to play 2 Draconic Chain Links on your turn. At least even if you're playing 2 Daggers and Syndra. So this is going to come in for 0 for 3. And it blocks for 3. So in most cases, you're going to be able to be in a good spot for that. Burning Blade Dance is insane. If you control 2 or more Draconic Chain Links, this gets Go Again, and when this hits a hero, you may have target dagger you control deal 1 damage to them. If it has been dealt this way, the dagger has hit and you destroy the dagger. This is a great way to recur those daggers in the chain link. Be able to get you a lot of value on getting your daggers back at the end of your turn. Cinderskin of Ocean getting a reprint. We already knew this was like kind of, I mean, this is definitely good and limited. I don't know that I'd run a 1 for 4. It might work, but it does block for 3. That's probably the only reason why I'd end up keeping it. Dust Runner Outlaw. This is just like a worse version of Cinderskin Devotion, honestly, except it's a starter. Hot on Their Heels, 0 cost, 3 block 3, so already pretty good. And then if you control 2 or more Draconic Chain Links, it gets Go Again, and when it hits a hero, mark them. Good. Obviously, nobody's going to want this to hit because they don't want to get it marked, but it does get Go Again, so it's a 0 for 3 with Go Again. Lava Vein Loyalty, a 0 for 3 with pretty much Go Again, and it blocks 3. Mark with Magma. Yeah, Lava Vein Loyalty is essentially just Cinderskin Devotion, but cheaper. Costs 0. You want to keep that cost low. I'm going to try and not do a whole lot of stuff there. Mark with Magma. This one is just like Hot on Their Heels, except it costs 1, right? This one comes in for 4 and does this. I almost think that playing Mark with Magma is better than playing Hot on Their Heels because it comes in for 4. It blocks 3, comes in for 4, and if it hits, you mark them. 4 is a breakpoint, so you're going to kind of want that, and it's going to provide a lot more in that regard. Now, obviously, you might not have the resources for it, but it's still good. Runner Renegade, basic good stuff. It probably still makes the cut, depending. First, Fire Tenant Strike first. If when this attacks your next Draconic attack, this combat chain gets +1. This is pretty good. This is like a pretty good starter turn. As you just come in, you attack with this. When it attacks, your next Draconic attack of the combat chain gets +1. The only downside for this is that it's a ninja action, so it's not Draconic. It does not count towards your Draconic chain links, so therefore you would have to make it Draconic with your fealty tokens or through some other means. You do also have the other 2, which is Grow Claws and Grow Wings. Grow Claws says if a Draconic attack was the last attack of this combat chain, this gets +1 and then Go Again. And then Grow Wings says if a Draconic attack was the last attack of this combat chain, this gets Go Again. Again, a 0 cost, 3 attack, 3 block. With Go Again in most situations, it's a pretty good card. You just hate to not have that there. Yo, what's up, Dylan, dude? How are you? How are you? How are you enjoying the Hunted? Because let me tell you, I'm pretty stoked. I don't know that I think this is the first time I've looked at a set and I've been confused. There's so many things that are happening in the set and so many different intricate little ways to play certain lines that I feel like my brain is broken every single time I read any of these cards. There's so much. So much going on. But yeah, so these are kind of nice. I like these. Obviously, they're great to play after a brand with Cinderclaw. You know, you can play a brand with Cinderclaw, come in with Grow Claws, which is pretty good. 1 for 5, but it blocks 2. I'd much rather come in with a brand with Cinderclaw and then Grow Wings. Tell you, I'm excited. Oh yeah, hell yeah! Some of these ninja cards are really, really good. Like, they're doing pretty good for themselves, I gotta say. So, I have to say. Let's see what else. There's Tap the Target. This is a pretty good ninja card if you're looking to just do mark things. But this is mainly, I think this is more so for limited. That's the one. Trap and Release. When this hits a hero, mark them. Again, limited. Now we're into the Draconic Warrior stuff. Draconic Warrior stuff goes kind of hard, honestly. Brothers of Flame. You may play this only if you control 2 or more Draconic Chain Links. Target dagger attack gets +4. Not bad because it blocks for 3. If it blocks for 3 and you pay a 1 for 4 that blocks 3, we like that shit. Obviously, if it's a 0 for 4 that blocks 3, it's significantly better. But a 1 for 4 that blocks 3, that's just good. Dynastic Dedication. This one is almost always probably going to cost you 0 because it costs you 1 less to play for each Draconic Chain Link you control. So if you put this onto your second dagger for Fang, it costs nothing to give it +3, and it's a Draconic Warrior attack reaction, so it allows you to give it go again. And if you have another card that allows you to, you know, swing a card from hand, or you can play, if you have the ability to attack with a dagger again, you can do that. Pretty good. Imperial Intent. Costs 1 less to play for each Draconic Chain Link you control. Target dagger gets +2. This is... I'm not sure if I'm in love with this one, but essentially what this does is you pitch to attack with your dagger in Fang, and then you play this for free, and it gets your dagger up to 4 with Go Again. So 4 with Go Again, pretty good. But I don't know, I'd rather save it up for the last one. Because if we're just trying to get Go Again, like this is so much better on something like this, right? Like, I'd much rather play this over this all day, because this gets me +4, and this is going to normally be played on my second chain link anyway, so I feel like that. Scalding Iron. This one is different because this one is like a weird Salt the Wound almost. But target dagger attack gets +X, where X is the number of Draconic Chain Links you control. I don't think in most cases you're going insanely wide in Commoner for this. So I don't know that Scalding Iron is going to be something you're going to run. Not to mention it blocks for 2, which just kind of leaves you in a poor place. And then you also need to guarantee that you're having a wide chain link. Now, I could see this being fairly popular in CC, but not so much in Commoner. You don't tend to go that wide, even in, like, you know, Hatchet's Dory. So, kind of hard pressed. Searing Gaze, I like this card. Target dagger attack gets +2, and if you control 2 or more Draconic Chain Links, it gets when this hits a hero, mark them. You're gonna want to have a pretty good, like, marking structure in Fang. I feel like Assassin. I feel like Arachne, Web of Deceit, and Fang care more about marking than Syndra does. Because the more you mark, the more you deal damage, the more you get fealty in Fang. And the more you mark, the more you have an opportunity to deal disruptive damage in Arachne. Or really any assassin, right? Because like with this stuff, this is Draconic Warrior. This stuff can only be played in Fang. But everything that was for Arachne is able to be played in any assassin. So whatever floats your boat there. But Searing Gaze is not bad if you want to focus on a mark build. Sisters of Fire, this is just in the swing. So if you want In the Swing Part 2 that blocks 3, because I don't think In the Swing blocks for 3, it's not bad. Again, the fact that it blocks 3 makes me like it. Like playing Sisters of Fire and playing Brothers of Flame, this is a pretty good auto include in my commoner Fang build, just because I'm able to get a lot of value out of it. I'm almost always going to be attacking with 2 daggers on my turn. So definitely good there. Sizzling Steel. Pay 1, target dagger gets +3. If you control 2 or more, it gets +4. Again, a 1 for 4. I'd much rather just play this because it blocks for 3. This can give me +3, but I need all that. Stabbing Pain, target dagger attack gets +3, and if you control 2 or more Draconic Chain Links, it gets when this hits a hero, mark them. This is just Searing Gaze, but costing 1 more. Again, I'd much rather in that case run Searing Gaze to make that dagger go to a breakpoint than play Stabbing Pain and have my opponent. I have to pitch a card for this. So, not too great. And I know that I think the one thing that I'm trying to like, I guess I'm trying to figure out where the speed is for getting all 3 fealty with Fang. Because with Fang, you have all 3 realty or all 3 fealty, you definitely have a pretty good spot, right? Your daggers come in for like nothing. You're already constructed to have your deck in that way, but you in theory want to have like 4 fealty, right? So 4 or 5 even, just so that way you have some in the back end for that. And then you need to keep playing Draconic cards like all the time. So I feel like you need to really put like a mark heavy build in your deck, or at least play all the cards that just like make you fealty on attack react, which is pretty good. Cut Deep, I like this. Again, it's a block 3 red that gives +4 to your next dagger. Like that's pretty good. I mean, it's a effectively, well, it's like a 3 card 6, sometimes a 3 card 9. So I think 3 card 9 is about on rate, if I were to say. 3 card 9 go again. So Cut Deep's not terrible. Hunt a Killer, warrior action. Dagger gets +4, and when it hits the hero, mark them. Again, I think this is great because you're going to want to mark heroes in Fang. So Hunt a Killer is pretty good, and it blocks for 3. I think even running the blue. I think even running the blue is fine. Knife Through Butter. Dagger attack gets +4. Whenever you attack a marked hero this turn, the attack gets go again. Now, I thought about adding this because it kind of gives you that opportunity to have a go again naturally on your daggers, but I don't know. You'd have to like have it, right? I think this is just another like getting +4 to your dagger is going to be sick. Like you're going to want to make sure it has go again and be able to do all the stuff. And I think you can do that for a more cheap way in the reaction step. Point of engagement, +3 until the end of your turn. Your attacks get +1 while attacking a marked hero. Now this one isn't terrible. Again, it blocks 3. All of these, mind you, all of these warrior actions block 3, which is just kind of wild to me. Sworn Vengeance is probably the one I would play though, just because Sworn Vengeance gives you the opportunity to mark. The next dagger attack this turn gets +3, and when it hits a hero, mark them. So you're trying to mark your opponent. Marks don't fall off at the end of the turn or anything, so it's fine if they stay, or if you're not able to hit them that turn, you can wait to hit them the next turn. But I like it. I think that the stuff that Draconic Warrior got in common is kind of insane. And I'm really curious to see what kind of nutty things that the commoner community can come up with for Fang. Moving into this Vow of Vengeance stuff, this is pretty much just draft stuff. You're not going to play any of this because you're not even going to bother sideboarding it into Arachne, unless Arachne is quite literally the meta for some reason. But yeah, Not too terrible for draft, but doesn't make any sense for constructed. Code of Allegiance. This is quite literally just worse Blossom of Spring. Full stop. This is worse Blossom of Spring. So, if you're playing Commoner and you have Blossom of Spring, this is Blossom of Spring, but you can only play Draconic cards. And like in most cases, you're playing Draconic cards, but like you're already destroying it. You're better off playing Blossom of Spring. Blaze Headlong getting a reprint, that's good. This card's just good. It's just good. 0 for 4, go again. It's just good. For the Drakai, for the Emperor, and for the Realm. I like for the Drakai, and I like for the Realm as a popper. So I kind of try to keep both in, right? 2-4 of the Drakai, just so I can go ahead and, if I've marked a hero, I can swing at him and create a fealty, especially in Fang, because I want to be able to mark them and then just swing this, because it's on attack. You create a fealty, not on hit, but it's on attack and on hit if they are marked. So you get 2 fealty in that situation, which is really good. So if you're trying to double up on fealty, that's a great spot. Yeah, so that's Draconic stuff there. The Hunter is a really, really fun card. I think I like this a lot. When this attacks a hero, if you've played another red card this turn, mark them. This is a great block 3. This is just like, if you were to take out Torrent of Tempo in a ninja deck and add in Hunt the Hunter, if you're a Draconic hero, that's what you should be doing. Just because you're usually playing red cards. If you end your turn with a Hunt the Hunter, you guarantee you mark your opponent. It's very good. Smoke Out, Draconic defense reaction. When it defends a red card, you mark the attacking hero. Not super effective in most cases. Sure, your opponent is probably attacking you with a red at some point, but I don't know that this is like an auto include in the deck. It might be for like Warrior, but maybe not so much for Ninja. Blessing of Vincerikai. This is an aura. Blocks for 2 that you have to wait a whole turn to get a card that is Draconic and gets +3. I don't know it's worth it. It might be worth it in Syndra, but probably, and maybe even Fi, but it's probably not going to be worth it in any other realm. Speaking of this though, Pledge Fealty, this card is good. This is a 2 of in Fang. This is, well, it's a 2 of in Fang. I don't think I run it I don't think I run it at all in Syndra, but this is a 2 of in Fang because you just get a fealty token. So you want that. Not to mention the fact that it's an instant, so you can attack with your card and then they can just say, okay, we're going to, you can react by playing an instant here, create a fealty token, and then continue on with your turn because you'll get the +2 or the +1 and then go again off the dagger. Proclaim Vengeance. This one cares a lot if that hero's Arachne gain a resource. I still think this card's pretty good because you're trying to mark your opposing hero. So you could theoretically, again, do that combat trick where you come in for 1, your opponent says no blocks, I don't care, you're just going to take 1, and then you just go ahead and you mark them. Right? You play Proclaim Vengeance at instant speed, you mark them, and then when you hit them, you're going to get your fealty token, you're going to get your +1, and go again, and then you're going to be able to do something else on your next turn. So both of these cards kind of really, really good for Commoner. I like it a lot. Tooth of the Dragon, I don't mind this as like a fun follow-up. Again, I think this is a pretty okay instant. Your next Draconic attack this turn gets +3. This is another one of those instants that just like adding it into your deck is just like, okay, cool. Do I need to play a Draconic card to keep my fealty up? Yeah, okay, cool. Tooth of the Dragon. Like, I'll just play it during the reaction step and be able to keep doing stuff. So I like Tooth of the Dragon. Again, it's kind of interesting because I literally said all these 2 blocks were trash, but like the instants are not. But I don't want to play a bunch of instants. You know what I mean? I'd rather play a lot of instants in Fang, but even still, like when you can't block with stuff in a 20 health format, you're not going to feel good about it. Next up, we have the Leapfrog stuff. I like this stuff a lot. I don't know how much it's going to be Utilize. See it as a 0 cost, no block Blade Runner. Yeah, I mean, yeah, pretty much. I mean, it gets what? Technically 5 points of value effectively out of this. So like for activating Phi, it's very, very good. Or not Phi. Fuck. Thing. So pretty good. I think it has a good place. I'd even play this in Phi, if I'm being entirely honest. So because think about it, right? You could play this and then end your turn with a lava burst for 8. It's pretty good. The leapfrog stuff, first and foremost, I think this is like some of the cutest armor I've ever seen in the game. Like ever. I think it's just like an adorable set. And I'm curious whether or not there's going to be like a full art like Iswardi tends to do. But this is done by Brian Maida. Narendra. There might be. I don't know. Oh, they're all done by different artists, so never mind. They're not going to be all done by one thing. But this is all super cool. I think the art's super great. Effectively, this is a... oh man, I should have blocked more card, right? Like, if you're playing into opponent and you're just like, oh, I don't know how I really want to like do about blocking, you don't just want to add that onto the combat chain to block it. But I do believe actually that, you know what? Does this work? This works like Flexors does, though, right? I think it does. This is a full common set of Flexor? So you could possibly get 2 value out of this, depending on who you're going against. But it is kind of cool because, like, if you're running all 4 pieces, you get to just like, oh, okay, like you did in fact have the pummel. I guess I'll just throw my whole armor suite into your card and then block it all. So it's a nice little like oopsie daisy. But I don't know. It's a fun little thing. Danger Digits, we got Flick Knives in common. So that's sick. Flick Knives in common. We love to see that. I think this is going to be... this is definitely going to be like a ninja staple. More than likely. Because normally you'd be running Pouncing Paws and Tearing Shuko, which is another combat chain, right? Gets you another 2 power go again card, which is pretty good. But Danger Digits, you can just destroy Dagger that you're going to get back in Syndra, in case you need to destroy it during that combat chain. So I think it's pretty good. Now we're going to move into a lot more of these like dual class and generic cards. I think this is where a lot of the spice ends up being for commoner, if I'm being honest. You have cards like Pick Up the Point. This is kind of funny because for everybody who was so hyped about Concealed Blade, these cards just told you to go fuck yourself. These cards said, yeah, cool, you're going to get Concealed Blade, but in an attack that has Go Again, and you can pay 1 to retrieve. Like, this is good. This is a good card. Whether it be in Assassin or Ninja, this is a good card. I mean, this one is just good. I think the rare is the better one, the Up Sticks and Run or something. But this shit's good. This is gas. If you're at any point playing a hero that has their daggers destroyed, you should just play Pick Up the Point. It's a great starter, gets you your daggers back, and then you can just keep going. Poison Blade, also kind of insane. I think this is going to be like this might even be a problem in, this might be a problem in Commoner. because Poison the Blade says it's first and foremost it's an attack, right? So you have, let's say you have a blue in hand. You pitch a blue. You then pay into a Poison Blade. Whenever a dagger you own hits a hero this combat chain, they lose 1 life. You are threatening then to attack with a kunai. You attack with a kunai. Your opponent says, okay, I don't want to take 2 damage, so I'm going to block. And then you attack with a kunai, and your opponent's like, well, I don't know if I want to take 2 damage, I block. Then you play blade, flame dance, blade dance, play blade dance, come in, break one of your daggers, have it hit, deal 2 damage, and then play a 4th attack that costs you nothing. And then you can danger digits your dagger on that last attack to deal 2 more damage, not even considering what the physical damage is on this. And then you get to retrieve your daggers back at the end of the turn. That is 3 damage. Yeah, right? So 3 damage from the initial attack, 2 damage from the first dagger, 2 damage from the second dagger. So we're looking at 7 damage. And then the hell is it? This comes in for 3, go again, and then if it hits a hero, destroy you can target dagger, destroy, deal 1 damage to them if it does. So they have to block 3 here, or they end up taking 5. This card has a value of 5 now. And then you could play another one if you happen to have it. And you can, or you can just play another attack, right? You can just play something like, I don't know, play something like For the Drakai. 0 for 4, danger digits, your last dagger. 2 more damage, 6. So we had 5 and 6, that's 11, plus the 7 that we had previously. So we did 18 damage. That's math, right? We effectively threatened 18 damage. Several numbers of those unpreventable. Right, because that's at least 4 damage that's like near unpreventable. And you're still presenting a 5 chain link wide attack. So this could even be like Lava Burst if you're trying to do some nasty stuff. So I do think this card is kind of crazy. I do think this card is going to go kind of wild. I'm not sure that it's going to end games because Icelander is a card, is a hero in general. So like you're probably still not going to get hit with that. But honestly, even coming in with this and starting it, right? You can flick just off this Poison Blade. Like if you're just trying to be like, cool, okay, attack with Poison Blade, flick, deal 2 damage to you, die. Like that's pretty good. Throw yourself at them. Again, this is another destroy target dagger, right? You can do the same thing here, right? You can quite literally come in for 1, attack for 3, and then get your other combo off. If you're trying to like get more daggers, it's pretty good. This is a really, really fun trap, is Lair of the Spider. Lair of the Spider being able to go ahead and essentially mark the attacking hero if they've got a go again attack. So that's a great way just to kind of like, if you're playing Trapdoor, or if you happen to switch into Trapdoor, you get Lair of the Spider, you're able to block out a go again attack. Probably not going to be super effective against an Icelander or into a Bravo or a Terra or anything of the sort, but if you're playing into like Ira, or you're playing into Chain, pretty good. The red alert stuff is fun, but again, it's not this is good, but I like the other set we're going to talk about later better. I like this if you're guaranteed that you're just like, yeah, I'm going to be able to go into, let me just also be clear, this is insanely good common equipment for anybody who's trying to get in the Classic Destructive. Because if your opponent, if you're trying to play into a new or another assassin, and you have a feeling that that's going to be on the broad end there, this blocks for 2. in most cases, because you're gonna block with it, and they're gonna go, okay, attack react, and then you're good to go. So I like the red alert stuff a lot. I think it's pretty cool. It's not my favorite, but it is pretty good. Starting point, we saw in the calling for the hunted that this card is kind of gas. Target attack gets go again. Activate this only if you played a card or activated an ability this reaction step. You can give anything go again. Anything. So if you have an assassin attack that does not have go again, like a contract card, like a 1 for 5 that doesn't have go again, you can then play a cut to the chase, and then starting point, give it go again, and then go into something else. This is also good into if you're playing like Dawnblade Dory, or if you don't want, like, you should play Refraction Bolters, but like in this situation you can give it go again immediately. It doesn't have to not hit, right? So I don't know whether or not it's even better in some situations, but I think it's still good. Incision, this is Assassin Warrior attack reaction. Blocks 3, pumps for 3. I think it's pretty good. It's great only into Dagger Warrior as a bonus, but otherwise you're probably playing like Razor Reflex or something in Assassin. You're probably not playing too much of Incision. Scar Tissue, sorry. 0 cost, 2 blocks. We already don't like that. Target dagger attack gets +3, and when this hits a hero, mark them. You get to mark them. That's good. It's probably good in Fang. Pop a fealty, create this, have it mark a hero. It's not bad. But take a stab. Target dagger attack gets +3. When it hits a marked hero, you may attack with it an additional time this turn. This probably doesn't happen as frequently, but I'd imagine you can probably go 3 chain links wide on a dagger. You'd probably, somewhere along the line, somebody's going to make Quicksilver Dory work. Quicksilver Dagger Dory in Commoner. It's probably going to work out pretty well with all of these nice, fun warrior cards. So that might be something to try. Den of the Spider, I think this is probably my favorite trap for Commoner. Coming out of the Hunted, just because Den of the Spider, 0, 3 block, but it defends an attack with power greater than its base. Mark the attacking hero. Most of the heroes you are going to be playing into in the Commoner meta have this happen significantly more. Icelander, you have Wounded Bull, and you play Goliath Gauntlet to pump up your attack. You have Ira, who always pumps up something that's greater than its base. You have what else? You have Chain, who's playing things like Shrill of Skullform and hit the high notes. These are all good hits, so Den of the Spider is definitely very, very good. This card, I think, gets like not even like an honorable mention. I think this card is insane, like absolutely fucking stupid bonkers. The fact that you can block with your Arsenal card now is crazy good, because you are able to just go ahead and go, okay, I can block with an action card. Like I don't have to worry about like waiting. It's like, okay, did my turn actually turn out bad? Like, did they end up just having the nuts and I needed to full block everything? Break your helmet. It's pretty good. That's pretty good, I gotta say. So I think Bunker Beard's pretty great, especially if you're trying to, even if you're trying to do like a more aggressive build. It's a great, just like, oopsies, like, yeah, they had the nuts that turn, we should probably block so we can live. Bunker Beard's great. It essentially gives you a 5-card hand to block with, unless you're playing into Rhinar. Razor Reflex, love the card, right? Obviously, Razor Reflex, super good. Did they redo the blade? Curious, actually. I don't know that they did. I think it's the same art. It is the same art. This, Yeah, same art. I don't know why I thought it was different, but it is cool. Obviously, Razor Reflex is going to be great in limited. It's great in commoner too. So, tip off. This is just a way to discard to mark an opposing target hero. Great if you just care about marking, but if you don't, it doesn't matter. It's a 1/5 block 2, so its stats are kind of meh. But you can. It's fodder for limited. Outed. I don't like this card. It's a 0 for 3 go again with no block value. That says if you're marked, you play this. If the defending hero is marked, it gets +1. So there's a 0 cost 3, possibly 4 go again with no block value. So bad, no likey. Especially if you happen to get marked, it's like fuck, like you can't even play it. Lay low again. I don't think this is great either because if you're marked, you can't play this. If anything says you can't play it, you probably shouldn't be playing. Even if you're going into like this might not be terrible going into like Ira, right? Because Ira's not going to mark you, right? You're not going to get marked from Ira, but you'd also have to mark them, right? So like Laylo might not be terrible going into Ira because it'll make their next attack get -1, so that first Kadachi will come in for 0. If you like. Expose, this is just an attack reaction, doing the same kind of deal. If you're marked, you can't play this. Target attack gets +1, mark the defending hero. So you play this, you automatically mark them, and then target attack gets +1. But if you're marked, you can't play this. So again, this is like very specific. But 0 cost +1, this is just like a better lunging press effectively because you can mark them. So if your hero cares about being marked, or about marking others more specifically, something even like, what do you call it? Something even like, frickin' Fang, would use this card, but again, it doesn't block, right? And I know I said all these different things about the Draconic cards that were instants that we previously talked about, but these are ass. I don't like these. I digress. Put in context. Hero costs 3 block defense reactions, can only defend an attack with 3 or less base. This doesn't really matter, I think. It's a good draft shaft defense reaction, exactly what it is. Nip the heals, target attack with 3 or less base power gets +1. This is an attack reaction, blocks 3. It's a 0 cost blue, so it's really good into like warrior pretty much because you can attack with this as 3 or less base power gets +1. This is effectively it's kind of better lunging press, I think. And you're able to pump up your weapons really well. You're able to pump up most things pretty well. Like in a target attack with 3 power, I mean, you can even utilize something like that with Ember Blade. If you're trying to do shit like that. And it blocks 3. Again, a blue block 3, we just like seeing that. That's fine. Trot Along is available in blue only to us here. Your next attack with 3 or less base power this turn gets Go Again. Go Again. So you can give something Go Again. That's not terrible, right? You're effectively just saying, hey, we want this small card to get Go Again. But I feel like there are enough hero powers that do that are going to take advantage of that. They don't have to draw a card like this. So probably not going to see it. The fact it is your next attack with 3 or less base power does get Go Again is good, though, because you even have things like Mandible Claw, which comes in for 3. Or trying to think of something else that comes in for 3 that's kind of cool. I mean, all of the stealth cards pretty much come in for 3 power. So if you're playing an Arachne that does not give Go Again to their stealth cards, you know, terrible. Public Bounty, I think this card's cool. This is the card. If you care about marking, this is the card. Because even though it blocks 2 and you have to pay 1 for it, you mark them, and then immediately get the value from marking them. because you are well, it'll be the next time the next time you attack a marked hero. So you're getting immediate value from marking them, and then it has go again. So you pay 1, and then you pay 2 into your weapons or whatever need be, right? And that weapon will get +3 or +2, +1, or your attack action will get +3, +2, or +1. And that matters a lot. You know, it's different because like in like a draconic hero, it's like whatever, right? I think assassin cares a lot more about this too, though, because assassin just gets to go, okay, cool, public bounty, swing freaking Mark of the Huntsman for 5, 2-card 5, 1, you know, well, it's like a 2-card 5. It's not really a 2-card 5. It is a 2-card 5, I guess. But you get to come in for 5, hit your opponent, and then you can mark them after you've hit them. So not too bad. And then also Arachne Solitary Confinement got a Marvel, which was cool. So that's pretty much most of what I have here for the Hunted Commons. I think it turned out pretty okay. I think there are some things that I'm certainly not excited about, like this. And by not excited about, I mean I am excited about them, because this is going to be ways to do some nasty stuff. I do also think that the Poison Blade is a really good choice here. Poison Blade's just a good card. A lot of the Draconic stuff is just really good too. Like overall, I think like Pledge Fealty and Proclaim Vengeance specifically for these heroes is good. Tooth of the Dragon is also very good. You have Hunt the Hunter, which is just like it marks them. All of these for the cards are pretty good because you don't need to hit with any of them. You just need to attack a marked target and you're good. The attack reactions are pretty good. The attack actions are really good. I like that we get Burning Blade Dance in common. It's good. And then we also get things like Hot on Their Heels and Bloodline. And I think Mark with Magma is really good because you get to mark them through that. So, yeah. Pretty much the case. And then like the disruption of these guys is going to be kind of insane. The Mark of the Black Widow, Mark of the Funnel Web is going to be a lot. And then Backstab being put in common is pretty cool. This is going to matter a lot, especially in Commoner, because unless you're playing new, like you're probably running Backstab, because that way you can go, okay, cool, I'm going to pump this to high hell, and they can't play D-Reacts to stop me. So they're going to have to give me their whole hand in order to not take an insane amount of damage. And if they do, then you just get to swing dagger and pass. So a lot of value there. But let's go ahead and just also, while we're here, take a look at the rares, because the rares in the set were insanely good. And the reason we're looking at the rares is for Clash, right? Clash, we know, utilizes the rares in the set. So let's just take a quick look at how different these heroes play with the amount of rares. There's not even a lot. There's literally not even a lot, which is just the wildest thing to me. But we're going to see why these are really good. So we take a look at Bite. Bite is a stealth attack, 0 cost, 3 attack, 3 block, just like everything else. But it says when this attacks a hero, I can have a target dagger I control deal 1 damage to them. If damage is dealt this way, daggers hit, destroy the dagger. So if I'm trying to mark my opponent and they block me, and I just want to go, okay, I'm going to mark, hit him for it. I agree, and we're going to get there, Cut. We're going to get there. I think there's a lot of insanely powerful cards in Clash that are just the most disgusting shit. Whittle from Bone, when it attacks a marked hero, equip a Graphene Chelicera token. It's just kind of okay. If you know you're going to destroy your daggers often enough in Assassin, it's not bad because it gets you daggers. But it's not providing a lot of disruption there. It's just re-equipping you. Stains of the Redback. Defending hero is marked. This costs 1 resource less to play. Target attack with stealth gets +3 and go again. This is fucking gas. This shit's gas. You're gonna be attacking a marked hero in most situations. And it's gonna cost you nothing to give a card +3 and go again in the reaction step with this card. Nuts. Like literally nuts. Like you could quite literally do that on the same thing here. You could play Bite. You could destroy Dagger. Destroy Mark of the Huntsman. Huntsman hits, and then you get the mark effect. And then, because you're attacking a marked hero, you can then play Stains of the Red Bag, which is if the defending hero is marked, it costs 1 resource less to play. So it's going to cost you 3. And then target attack with Stealth gets +3 and go again. So this will be for 6, go again, on hit you've been marked. Now, of course, if you're going to mark them, you might want to stay marked. I'm still not sure how to like leverage that. But I think that even just the natural ability of Arachne Web of Deceit is so incredibly good that like I'm not even worried. It's going to be just like a fun little bonus if I get to transform, right? Orb Weaver Spinneret. Next attack with Stealth gets +3. You get to equip a token. Not bad if you have destroyed your daggers. If you haven't, this kind of is bad. But you could also just, you know, +3 with Stealth. It's not terrible. Demonstrate Devotion. So this is the Draconic Ninja. If you control 2 or more Draconic Chain Links this turn, this gets go again. And when this attacks a hero, create a fealty token. Gas as fuck, honestly. A 1 for 4, go again in most cases, right? Because you're going to control 2 or more chain links, right? It also has when it attacks, you create a fealty token. So you don't even need to worry about them being marked or anything. You just immediately create a fealty token. So it's pretty good if Syndra's trying to keep things Draconic. Very good for her. Display Loyalty, another Draconic Ninja action. Blocks for 2. But if you control 2 or more Draconic chain links, this gets go again. And when it attacks a hero, create a fealty token. So theoretically, you could play Demonstrate or you could play Display. Both of them get you a fealty token just for like attacking with it, which is pretty cool. Wrath of Retribution, this is a Syndra specialization. I don't care what you say, this is a Syndra specialization. This costs 1 resource less to play for each Draconic chain link you control. So, when this attacks, daggers you control get +1 and cost 1 less resource to activate this combat feat. So if you can somehow find a way to dagger, you can attack this for 1, right? You can pay 1, have this come in for 3, go again, and then you can break both your daggers, bring them back, and then attack with both of them at the end of the combat. And they'll have +1. Like, that's kind of nuts. An Ira off a blue pitch, Zephyr Needle blocked by a 3 block, up sticks for equipping needles. Zephyr Needle for 7 is effectively a 2-card 10 go again. Yeah. Up sticks is pretty gross. Well, yeah. Yeah. And being able to flick the needles, like needle flicking is going to be crazy in the format. Art of Dragon Claw. All of these are kind of good. I think if I like any of them better, it might be Art of Dragon Fire or Art of Dragon Scale. Art of Dragon Fire just allows for a nice little push, a 1 for 7, block 3, good shit. Art of Dragon Scale, this is a 1 for 5, block 3, but when it attacks, if it's Draconic, it gets when it hits a hero, put a -1 counter on equipment they control, then if it has 0, you destroy it. This is Liquefy, which is a Majestic, but now on a rare. So pretty cool stuff there. And then of course, right, if you're playing against a Ranger, this card's also really good, but Breakpoint's also another card you can play too. Because in most cases, they're not going to have 2 arsenals. Because you can't play New Horizon, right? So, not entirely necessary. This card is good. This card is good. This card is good. When it attacks, if it's Draconic, it gets +3. So, at the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, the rate for this is better than the rate for this, personally. But if it's Draconic, you get an additional +2, and it's still coming in for 5. This is still 4, but if it's Draconic, you get +3. It's 7 either way you split it, but 2 of the damage on Art of Dragon Fire is crazy. But yeah, the blue version of it, yeah, a 1 for 5 block 3 blue. That's good. That shit's good. The fact you get a 3 block blue that's like this in Ninja is cool. So definitely nice. Silver Talons, another way for you to destroy a dagger you control, right? So now you have access to a 0 for 4 with 3 that you can end your turn on, hit somebody with the dagger, and then utilize your Draconic Chain Links to bring your daggers back before the end of your turn. Affirm Loyalty, Draconic Warrior, target dagger gets +2. If you control 2 or more, you get a fealty token. Dur, +3. If you control 2 or more, you get a fealty token. Anything that's just going to straight up make you a fealty token, you want in your deck. So both of these are pretty good. Unfortunately, they block 2, which means they kind of suck. But the fact, I mean, Affirm Loyalty is at least really, really good. You don't need to get crazy with the fealty creation, but I think that you need at least enough to be able to be like, okay, I'm online, right? My hero's online. Fire and Brimstone, this is the Fang specialization, effectively. Obviously, to us people who play Clash, this is just a regular card, right? Because it's a rare, but it's effectively a Fang specialization. Costs you 1 less to play for each Draconic Chain Link you control, and then daggers you control get +1, and you may attack with each of them an additional time this turn. So you can play this on your second dagger, and then you can attack with it, right? It'll come in for 3 with Go Again because of the Draconic Warrior attack reaction. Blocks for 3. And then you can swing with your dagger previously that you attacked with again. And if you have enough fealty, that just costs you nothing. And then you can continue to attack react on top of every one of the daggers. Not bad. Diced is just warrior stuff. Target dagger to +1. Next one gets +3. This is Slice and Dice, if I recall correctly. Let me just make sure. Pretty sure that's just what Slice and Dice does. Slice and Dice. +1, +3. And this is just attack with a sword or dagger, Go Again. This is a reaction. So you can do this in the reaction step. Pretty good, I'd say. Not too shabby. Especially if you can turn it Draconic with a fealty. Pretty good. Twist and Turn. Dagger gets +4 when it hits. You can attack with it an additional time. So that's a great way to just kind of threaten more damage if you have it. And more specifically, you're going to love it when you're going into things like Agility Stance, Flurry Stance, and Power Stance. I'm curious to see how this Exodia build effectively is going to end up working out. But Agility Stance is crazy. Start of your turn, destroy this. Your dagger then your dagger attacks get Go Again this turn. If you even have the opportunity to play Agility Stance and then play Power Stance, like it's like this is kind of crazy. Like actually genuinely. If you get to somehow pitch stack to the point where your turn is block 3 and some armor, and then play Agility Stance, Flurry Stance, and Power Stance, your cards come in. If you have 3 fealty and you were able to play a Draconic instant at the end of your turn or something, you were able, or I guess you could pop a fealty to create one and make one of these Draconic. You could come in with, what is this? 1 + 1, 2 with Go Again and attack again. 2 with Go Again, attack again. So that's like 8 physically right there. If you have all 3. If you have the Exodia. But if you happen to have all that and then also attack reactions on top of it, you get to pump that shit like crazy. More specifically, you can even tie it in with Fire and Brimstone. Daggers you control get +1. and may attack with each of them an additional time this turn. So Fire and Brimstone is kind of like both of these in one go. They just don't have go again. So you can even opt out for these and just have Agility Stance and then just Fire and Brimstone them again. Crazy. And that might be what I do, honestly. If we just keep Agility Stance and keep the go again happening, we could easily go ahead and just play Fire and Brimstone in there. Play it once and just have like one really crazy turn. Compounding Anger, this is just Lava Burst. I don't think this card's good, honestly. The art is insane, but I don't think it's good. I think this is just Lava Burst. If you want Lava Burst, if you want 4 copies of Lava Burst in your deck, it's good. But exactly, yeah. Yeah, it's better to like a 1 cost 5, probably fine. Right? A 1 cost 5 that blocks 3, that's not terrible. Hunt the Ends of Wraith. This card is not good. And I probably would not run this. You think this is crazy? Hunt to the Ends of Wraith? A 0 cost attack for 2, go again. If it's attacking a marked hero, it gets 4. It's a 0 cost 4 power attack. Like, I don't know that that's good. I mean, like, it blocks for 2. Like, at that point, this is just what do you call it? This is just Blaze Headlong. So Fang specifically? Really? I don't know how it would benefit Fang even more. I still think there are better Draconic cards you can start with. Chainlink 2 really bad. Yeah. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, because like theoretically you could either do Chainlink 1 and then 2 things. Because you probably want to do attack action, dagger, dagger, attack action, right? Kind of sandwich them in between there. But I mean, yeah, it's not bad. I mean, a 0 for 4. What, I mean, what is that? What is that? Let's just see. Cost 0. Pitch 1. Talent Draconic. Go again. You could play. Well, we haven't even gotten to this card, but this is a fucking banger of a card. Holy shit. Are you kidding me? This is rate, baby. This is what we're fucking talking about when we get rate. March of Loyalty is insane. Holy shit. This is like really fucking good. This is like really good. Like Fang wants 2 copies of that for sure. What else? Yeah, legal in Fang. It is legal in Fang. Yeah, I mean, I guess, yeah, there's not really a whole lot you can do that's Draconic starting, right? This and this are the 2 cards. I mean, theoretically, you could play Blaze Headlong and then play a red card in instant to give it go again. But at that point, you know, you're probably better off just attacking with a weapon. So, not bad. Literally the next card was March of Loyalty. This card's good. This is a Fang card. This is good. If you created a fealty token this turn, this gets go again. So, pretty good. Bubble to the Surface. I don't know that I like this card. Cost 1 resource less to play for each Draconic Chainlink you control. Reveal cards from the top of your deck until you reveal a red card, banish it, then you may play it this turn. Shuffle. It might be fine in Syndra, but I don't know that it's going to be the best. I mean, it might even be good in Fang, too. It's probably really good in Fi, but it's effectively just replacing itself. So I don't know that it's like worth it. It pretty much just replaces itself. It says, hey, this wasn't an instant. Like, it's going to be good for Fang because Fang needs to play a Draconic card in the chain link in order for him to get go again on his weapons. But outside of that, I don't know that it's going to be worth it. What's up, Ray? How you doing, dude? How you been? Drop of Dragon's Blood. I think this card's really good. Legendary. Cost 1 less to play for each Draconic resource or Draconic Chainlink control. Gain a resource, draw a card. This card's just good. I think this card is just genuinely good. Turn 2 daggers with 1 card. Yeah, exactly. Turn 2 daggers with 1 card is really good. I think Bubble's fun for Fang specifically. I don't know that it's great for Syndra, or Fi, but I think it's good for Fang, because it turns on its daggers. But how you been, Ray? How are things? How's stuff? Rake Over the Coals is a rare. This card's pretty good. This is another one of those good instants that you might want to run, just because it can pump up your entire turn, pretty much. So Rake is good. Cut Through. If you hit with a dagger this combat chain, this gets +1 and go again. 0-4. I would say it's probably... It just blocks for 2. But it's a 0-4 in most cases, because you probably hit with a dagger this combat chain, right? So, especially if you're playing Syndra. So I could see Syndra trying to use this for just pure value. Deck building for Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon. Oh my gosh. Are you going to like an event, or are you just playing online? Oh, okay. I do hear Pokemon, or I hear Pokemon's pretty like easy to get into right now, and I think that Yu-Gi-Oh is still like, apparently the format is fun right now, so not sure. This card is gas. This card is crazy shit. Your next dagger attack is this turn gets +4. You can retrieve a dagger. Go again. Gas. I think this is insanely good. Definitely run in like pretty much anything. I mean, this is a 0-4. It's 0-4, and you get to get a dagger back. So it's like a 1 for 5 in a way. I think the mobile Pokemon is usually there. You go. Yeah, I hear a lot of people enjoy the mobile Pokemon stuff, the Pocket or whatever the hell that is. So yeah, this is good. Card's good. I don't know how I'm gonna like truly run it yet. Definitely, I think it's a lot more fun for Arachne than it is for Syndra, or anything of the sort there. But I think Arachne loves this card. To the point. Target dagger gets +3 if the defending hero is marked. Incident gets +4. Not really loving it, but it's whatever. Cut from the same cloth. Target opposing hero reveals their hand. If an attack reaction card is revealed this way, mark them. Your next dagger this turn gets +4, go again. That's also kind of freaking crazy, though. Like, obviously, they have to have an attack reaction in hand, so it's way better in the limited format. But a 0, it's essentially just up 6 and run, but you get to see your opponent's hand, and you get to go ahead and be like, oh, cool, mark you, okay. And before accounting for Zephyr Needle's inherent value both. Yeah. Yeah, because effectively you get to come back You bring your Zephyr Needle back, and then you attack with Zephyr Needle for 7, which is nuts in Ira. And even if it comes in for 6, it's crazy. I think this armor is really, really good. The Blade Reckoner stuff, like, I don't think there's a single realm in which you don't just run this over any time you would have played like Iron Rot, or anytime you would have played any kind of block value that doesn't have like inherent like value. Like these are good. This is like temper almost for some of the stuff. You can block 1 on an Iris Kadachi in Commoner, right? More specifically. And then you can just block it again. You can block a whole one with one of these. Like there's like 8 value of armor in this entire set. So I think the Blade Beckoner stuff is very, very good. Yeah, love that shit. Pursuit of the Edge of Oblivion, 0 for 4 on hit, mark a hero. Good. This is just for the Drakai, but generic. So pretty good stuff. Pursuit of the Depths of the Pits of Despair, same deal. Pay 1, 5, and it hits hero mark them. Pretty good for limited. If you care about marking, good. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's really good for just like, oh, cool, you're gonna attack me with your Dawnblade? Block. You're gonna attack me with your Dawnblade? Block. Like, oh, you're gonna attack me with your Mandible Claws? Block. It's purposely printed target commoner? You think so? What doesn't stop Ira? Or not Ira, I'm sorry. It doesn't stop Icelander. And to be fair, it also doesn't really stop Chain either. So both of those heroes just don't do anything. Ira and Chain being some of the best. Dash doesn't really care. What else? Enigma. Like, Enigma certainly gets a lot of hate out of this. But out of the best commoner decks for relying on a weapon. I don't know that you've played commoner. I think that Ira focuses a lot on weapon value, but Chain plays and attacks with Rosetta Thorn and does 2 arcane, 2 physical after dealing like 13 damage to you previously. So yeah, you can block out one of the Rosetta Thorns, but you're probably not running a whole suite into this. Icelander does not run a physical weapon for her to attack with. And Enigma is the only other one in which I'm just like, I think Enigma might be a good target, but even still, her attacks come in for like 8. So you can block 2 on here, that's fine, but you're probably not running a whole suite of Blade Beckoner into Enigma just to block 8 one turn. Because they're just going to play Spectral Manifestations again and get it back. So I don't genuinely believe that this was meant specifically for comp. I think this was Enigma hate, if anything. I think if anything, this was Enigma hate. This was for people to go, how do I beat Enigma? Like, oh yeah, Enigma will sometimes come in with a Spectral Shield for 2 go again, and their weapon attacks. It's like, oh, okay, cool. Like, it's good. But there are not too many like weapon decks that are kind of breaking the meta in Fab. If anything, Blade Reckoner Boots is probably like the best thing for Guardians right now, though. But even still, they get them out of there for Null Rune. So definitely not. I do think it's really just an Enigma hate. I think it's just more Enigma hate. But also it's limited fodder, let's be honest too, right? Because in limited, you're against heroes that will always attack with their weapons. So it's really good into them. So yeah, pretty much the case. Like Blade Reckoner is good, but like even like Assassin, like if you end up playing Spider's Bite instead of Mark, pretty good. Just frustrated the ninjas and illusionists, yeah. And I get it, right? I mean, ninjas are something else, but I don't know that it is. I don't think it was strictly printed to be like, yeah, we can kill Icelander, or we can kill frickin' Ira if we just print armor that does this. I think it's really good armor for Commoner and for Clash, but I don't think it's format warping to me. Sound the Alarm's an interesting card. 1 for 5, block 3. When this attacks a hero, they reveal their hand. If an attack reaction card is revealed this way, you may search your deck for a defense reaction card, reveal it, then shuffle. This is limited fodder. This is limited fodder in like all things considered. But I don't know that you ever do this. Because all it does is just say, hey, I want to have a defense reaction. For that turn, you have an attack reaction. But they could just block with their attack reaction, and now you're stuck with a direct hand, and you're not able to present a better turn. The fact this card's in common is in rare is pretty cool. Destroy this. Defense reaction cards can't be played this turn. If you're royal, the next time you hit a hero this turn, destroy all cards in your arsenal. Like, blocking's pretty important in Clash. And so for you to have this set up, and for you to just be like, okay, cool, I'm going to play this. And then next turn, just go, okay, I'm going to go off on you. And if you have defense reactions, you just can't play them now. So that's pretty cool. But that's like a very big aggro card. Relentless Pursuit. Mark target opposing hero. If you've attacked them this turn, put this on the bottom of its owner's deck. Go again. This is great for... I think this is great for Arachne. It's also probably great for... it's a blue block 3. It's also probably great for Bang, if anything. I think that's pretty good. Calming Breeze. Next 3 times you would be dealt damage this turn. Prevent 1 of that damage. Great into Viscerai bullshit. Great into Ninja bullshit. Great into Dash bullshit. Like, it effectively blocks 3, but it blocks 3 across multiple chains. More so against ninjas, I would say, but still pretty good to have. Sigil of Sol's getting a reprint. That's fine. And then, of course, we got the Arachne Marvel Young 2. So that is everything there. I know the only other thing to talk about is the fact that there was a specialization that came to Commoner, or that came to Clash. A few of them, actually. Ring of Roses is now available in Clash. I don't know that it's going to be good. Kraken's Aether Vein is currently a thing you can still do in Clash, so like that might be a fun thing. Retrace the Past is a new way for you to get silly, crazy things done in Katsu. Very good card, mind you. It's a 0 for 4 block 3 blue card that has combo. Everything Katsu wants. But more importantly, we got this. Clash has legendary, like a legendary headpiece. They already had a legendary offhand with Victor's specialization, but now Arachne gets a specialization as legendary, and it's a 2-block Blade Break headpiece that says when it defends, you become a random agent of chaos. If the attacking hero is marked, instead choose the agent of chaos. So I think Clash is due to get pretty expensive here in a little bit. Specifically because now this is a 2-block headpiece that you can play in Shiana. Like, kind of cool. Like, obviously you're not going to want to do things in Shiana because becoming a an Agent of Chaos, you don't have assassin cards in your deck. But playing this in just any Arachne and being able to do that, like, you have assassin cards in your deck. So you can theoretically utilize that. Now, is Arachne Huntsman going to run this? Probably not. Because he cares about contract cards. Your deck's probably going to be full of contract cards. And a lot of these Agent of Chaos cares about stealth cards. If I recall. But, yeah. So, no, maybe I'm wrong. Hold on. I feel like I'm wrong in that situation. Let's look at this. No, target assassin attack. Never mind. If it has, yeah, no, they care about stealth. If it has stealth, it gets the thing too. So yeah, they definitely care about stealth. So you're probably not going to want to play it in Huntsman, unless, of course, like, you just want a fun turn, right? But in Arachne Solitary Confinement, this is good. In Arachne Web of Deceit, it's going to be good. And I think that the fact that we have a legendary headpiece, it just means that Clash got a little bit more expensive. So we'll see. But that's pretty much like everything for this. I'm pretty stoked for where we're at. I wanted to go over some stuff. We're not going to go over the Majestics or the Legendaries just yet. That'll be for a different, like, video, effectively. But what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to show you guys the decks I built for these heroes in Commoner. And I just kind of want your opinions. See what it's like. So Fang in Commoner, pretty fun, straightforward stuff. We have both Obsidian Firefangs, a Blade Beckoner Helm, Gallantry Gold, Sash of Sandakai, and a starting point. I thought about this being, what do you call it? Refraction Bolters, but I think that it's good to also do for things like Blaze Headlong. But Blaze Headlong, Blistering Blade, 2 of them, 2 Brothers of Flame, 2 Cut Deep, 2 Dynastic Dedication. You have 4 Hunt the Killers, 2 Hunt the Hunter. You have a red and blue of Incision, Pledge Fealty, and Proclaim Vengeance. You have red and blue of Puncture, Scalding Iron, which, again, I think I might cut. Searing Gaze, Sisters of Fire, Sizzling Steel. You also have Tooth of the Dragon and Knife Through Butter Blue. And then, of course, we just have our... This is for in case we're going up against, like, an Azalea, or we're going up against a Guardian. And then the rest of this here is for EB stuff. So I don't think the hands look terrible, right? But a lot of this cares about Draconic Chainlinks being 2 or less. But even theoretically, we could pitch this Puncture, attack with Obsidian Fireman. And then we can pay 1, so we'll have 1 float. And then Dynastic Dedication will come in for 3, make it go to 5. Then we can use our last float here, attack with Obsidian Firevein. And then we can pitch this Puncture to come in with a Brothers of Flame for 6. So it's 11 damage that we're presenting turn 0. Not bad. We could also theoretically do Puncture as well, because it'll get us nearly the same, and it'll save us a Brothers in Flame. Next hand. Let's say we go ahead and we just block with this Sizzling Steel, right? Because it costs us 1. So we'll block with the Sizzling Steel, some armor. We get 3 cards in hand. So we pitch Knife Through Butter, attack with Obsidian Firevein. Gets us to go in for 1. Play a Pledge Fealty. Give it 2 go again. Attack with Obsidian Firevein. Attack with Searing Gaze. +2. So this will come in for 4 on hit mark them. So 6 damage across both of this, significantly less. But we created a fealty token. And we played a Searing Gaze and we're able to pump that up. Now we could, of course, probably have swapped that, right? We could have played pitched Knife Through Butter, attack with Obsidian Fire Vein, play Pledge Fealty. Actually, I guess we can do, well, no, because we don't want to like super stack it. We can play Pledge Fealty, have it come in for 2, right? Go again. Make a fealty token. Then we can go ahead and attack with Obsidian Fire Vein again. We'll have 1 float here. And with that 1 float, we can come in with a Sizzling Steel. Sizzling Steel will give it +4, so it'll come in for 6. So this will be 6 and 2, 8 damage. We arsenal our Searing Gaze and pass. This turn, kind of bad. I think in this situation, we might even want to go ahead and block with this Hunt the Hunter. And maybe we do have a Searing Gaze in Arsenal. So maybe block with this Hunt the Hunter and block with a Blaze Headlong. No. We have to keep like this whole hand. Block with the Hunt the Hunter. Our opponent is not marked. So we need to attack with Fire Fang, pitching Searing Gaze. We'll pitch Blaze Headlong. So it'll come in for 1. And then I play the Searing Gaze from Arsenal, give it +2, go again, so it'll come in for 4. Go again. Then we play Blaze Headlong for 4. Go again. Then we play... Yeah, with Fang Online, this is insane. Right? Because this is... If we have 4 fealty here, or if we... Yeah, even if we have 4 fealty here, this is Obsidian Fire Fang for 0. And then you play Searing Gaze from Arsenal, give it +2. Right? So it comes in for 4, go again. Then you play Blaze Headlong for 4, Blaze Headlong for 4, Obsidian Fire Fang, Searing Gaze from hand, Arsenal, Hunt the Hunter. Or you could even just Obsidian Fire Fang. Well, you know, you'd have to play Searing Gaze again and Hunt the Hunter. Or you can sash and play Hunt the Hunter. What the hell am I talking about? Yeah, this is gas. Because what is that, right? What's that damage? This is 4, go again. 4, go again, 4, go again. That's 4, 8, 12 damage. And then you attack with Obsidian Fire Fang, you Searing Gaze again. This is for 4, go again on hit mark. And then you can pop Sash of Sandai coming in for 5. So this is going to be 4, 8, 12, 16, 21 damage in not ninja. But of course, this is where Icelander comes in, right? Icelander just tells you to shut the fuck up. Icelander's like, nah, you're going to pay 1 at least. And then it's a whole different turn. But even still, it's a pretty good turn even with 1 Frostbite. So, can't complain. But also, I can't block any of that stuff there. It's really the downside of Draconic Heroes, is Draconic Heroes just do not do well into Icelander. So, ain't going to be the case. This hand, not bad. We're probably going to end up blocking with probably the Brothers in Flame in this situation. And so here we can play Puncture, Obsidian Fire Vein. I can play Tooth of the Dragon, 2 go again, and then attack with an Obsidian Fire Vein again, and then play a Blistering Blade to give it +3. Those will come in for 5. Or actually, it'll come in for 8, sorry, with Tooth of the Dragon. So, for 2 go again and 8, so that's 10 damage. If you're probably able to eke out somewhere between 8 to like 14 damage a turn, you probably have good tempo and you're probably gonna win. But yeah, this hand is kind of meh. I think if we're keeping anything, we're probably going to keep. This card's bad. I'm going to take this card out. We could probably go ahead and we can probably block with a Scalding Iron. Yeah, because we can play Cut Deep. We can attack. Well, no. Let's just assume we Fang's online, right? Play Cut Deep, attack, Proclaim Vengeance, goes up to 6, mark our opponent, hit them, get another fealty, attack with Obsidian Fire Vein, play Incision, +3, comes in for 4. Again, that's 10 damage, right? Yeah, so I think that's kind of fun there. So that's Fang. Syndra is a little bit more easier, right? The card behind the hunter. I think they do. Did I not put that in here? I mean, to hunt the killer? I don't know. I think For the Drakai is not terrible. It's not a bad ender. I probably need more draconic like attacks in here, just because if I can't swing with my weapons, I need to keep my fealty. So that might be where I get rid of these hunt the killers or something. Or do you mean hunt? Oh, literally hunt the hunter. Just kidding. I mean, it could. I think it might play that. It might not be terrible. I mean, they block for 3 the same, so. But this one's Draconic too. So I feel like if I'm going to try and mark them, this is going to be good. Because they're probably not going to get over my damage. I think that's really what I'm trying to like figure out. Because I want to be able to mark them. I don't want to be able to... Like, I have to mark them in order to get the effects from the Drakai stuff first. So, who knows? Syndra runs a lot of that stuff. So Syndra's kind of crazy. Entrance without any floating. Yeah. And that's what I like, is to end my turn without anything floating. So just that way I don't have additional stuff. But Syndra's pretty crazy. So Syndra's kind of gas. I think this is really, really good. I haven't tried her out yet. But I think that Syndra is nasty in this format. I don't know that I like this in blue yet. But I figure if it's a way for me to flick stuff, I can do that. Not a lot of blues, mind you. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blues in this whole deck. But Blaze Headlong brand, thinking about possibly running the blue brand here. But we've got, oh, hold on. Oh my god. Whew. Lava Vein Loyalty copies 5 through 8. Yeah, Lava Vein is pretty good. I think Lava Vein definitely has a pretty good spot. Obviously, we're playing Burning Blade Dance. We're also running Hunt the Hunter in here as well, because we played red cards for sure. We've got Pick Up the Point, so that way we can get some stuff. If we want to use our fealty to make sure this is Draconic, we can do that too. Get us a card back. Rising Resentment allows us to play Draconic cards for 1 less based on chain links, so we can even play at chain link 3 if it hits. We can put something like For the Realm in Banish, and then attack with it for 1, which is kind of cool. A 1 for 6 value. But we're pretty much just ending our chains with Draconic stuff. We got Lava Burst, Cinder Skin's good, Ronin Renegade, not bad. Throw yourself at them just to get more flick abilities off of here. And then we are running the Poison Blade and the in this here. This is mainly for like Guardians, really. Oh, I see. I see. Yeah. Grow wings, copies 5 through 8. Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah. 2 or more kind of chain links, this gets go again, and then this also just does the same thing. But yeah, like literally it's you can play Bram with Cinderclaw. Oh really, I mean you can pitch you pitch Dagger Dagger, Lava Vein Loyalty, Grow Wings. I mean that's insane. If you have a turn like that, you'd be Lava Vein Loyalty, Grow Wings, Lava Vein Loyalty, Grow Wings. That is... I guess you can do it both ways, too. I mean, 3, 6, 9, 12, 2 daggers, 14 damage. It's not like the ceiling, but it's pretty good. We tried a little bit more flicking stuff here. Mark with Magma we're utilizing, too. If it hits a hero, mark them. That way we can try to get some Draconic stuff out of there. And then we're just running AB2 pretty much. Then we're running Danger Digits. Card's good. Mask, obviously. Mask is good. So yeah. That is Syndra. Not too terrible. I said the hands kind of look like this. Pitch a red, Kunai. Brand, Blaze, Breaking Point. So even though we end our turn without getting our Kunai back, we could theoretically Kunai break the chain, and then we could Brand, Blaze, break, and then get our Kunai back. That's what we should do, in theory. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 7. So 3 and 4, 7 plus 5, that's 12. 14 damage again. And we got our Kunai back. Or actually, well, I mean, the damage is still good. If I wanted the Rupture, I would just keep the chain. But if I don't want the Rupture, then I can just attack for 5. So pretty good. In this hand, if we block with For the Drakai, right? Well, we probably block with a For the Realm in this situation. Block with a For the Realm. I like that this is a Draconic card that has Popper. It's a Popper. Draconic Popper. I want everybody to be aware of this. It's Draconic Popper. So I can easily block here and then attack for 6. I could even like Kunai attack for 6, right? I can Kunai Danger Digits for another 1, attack for 6. Oh, Jonathan, how are you? But in a turn like this, I mean, very well, we could do like, you know, Dagger. We could like Dagger, Pitch. No, yeah. True. Yeah, if I just Dagger, close chain link, Dagger into 4, get the Rupture. That's right. Math still checks out. But in this situation, I think it's like we can play Rising Resentment. We can play For the Drakai. Even if we didn't attack with Kunai this turn, right? Let's assume we keep this whole hand. Rising Resentment, For the Drakai, Snapdragon Scalers, For the Realm. Well, at that point, we should probably Rising Resentment. We should probably Kunai, Rising Resentment. If it hits, banish For the Realm. It'll cost 1. And then we can, if it, let's just assume it hits, right? So Kunai, Rising Resentment, 2 float, Kunai again. For the Drakai, Snapdragon Scalers, For the Realm. 1, 2, 5, 9, 15 damage in that turn. All with the pitching of blue. So, not bad. And we can even draw a card if we hit it, right? So. And do also be aware that like Mask of Three Tails, being able to danger digits in a dagger is going to get us Mask of Three Tails. Yeah, it is a pretty good hand. This hand's kind of crazy. Yeah, it's probably the safer bet, right? In this situation, this is kind of interesting. So we have an all red hand. So we're probably going to go ahead and we're probably going to save the pick up the point. We're probably going to attack. We're going to pitch. Well, no, we'll pitch, pick up the point, attack with Kunai. Play Lava Vein Loyalty. Maybe we pop this here first. We pop Blossom of Spring. And then we go ahead and we pitch this to attack with Kunai. And then we attack with Lava Vein Loyalty. And then we attack with Blade Dance. And then we pay the one we attack with Mark with Magma. Or we probably attack with Mark of Magma first and then Blade Dance. That's probably the smarter move. Because we should Kunai, Lava Vein, pay one to come in with a Mark of the Magma. Attempt to mark. And then Burning Blade, pop the Kunai that we attacked with. And then came in there. So that would be 1, 4, 8, 4. So 12. And I have to pop my chest for it. Not bad. And then we have Arachne. Right? Arachne is a little weirder. I'm still not sure how I want to build this. It's pretty much all Mark. Yeah, having Fieldy that turn is crazy. It's just like, it's cool seeing them all popped up and stuff like that. I'm playing Rainbow Reaper's Call because it blocks 3 and it gets me to mark opponents. Playing Public Brownie, which allows me to mark opponents. I think this is the only generic I'm running. Yeah, this is the only generic I'm running is Public Bounty. Everything else is an assassin card. Because if I transform, I want assassin cards in my hand. Playing Arcane Polarity for the AB for the Arcane matchup. But outside of that, pretty much everything else here is pretty much that. We've got the Lair of the Spider and the Den of the Spider. I might just cut the Lair of the Spider for another attack action. I also am running this, but I don't know that I want to run this. It blocks 3, so that's a thing. Prowl's crazy good in this deck. Crazy good. Mark of the Prey, not bad either. Again, if it hits a hero, mark them. Because effectively what we want to do is we want to transform, and we want to make all of these things like a bigger problem, right? So it's like now that we're buffed up, you know, let's say we get into Arachne Black Widow, we can discard an assassin card and have one get +3, and if it's got stealth, when it hits a hero, they banish a card from their hand. So, yo, what's up, dude? How are ya? How the heck are ya? Yeah, I know. I am not feeling the best, and so I decided to save everybody the hassle and just not show up so nobody got sick before before pre-release weekend. So I stayed home and I'm working on some stuff here, just kind of going through and testing some decks. But hopefully all went well. Did you guys at least fire? I'd feel genuinely bad if you didn't fire. But I'm of the assumption you fired. Of the assumption that it fired tonight. Oh, there's terrible too. Oof. Great. Go Wraith. Love that. I had all my new stuff for Florian also. So But yeah, Mark of the Black Widow is kind of crazy. Being able to play Mark of the Black Widow and then my opponent say no blocks because they're not marked, and then we go ahead and just discard this to have them discard a card from their hand is crazy. Public Bounty, being able to mark my hero, my opponent's hero, and then pump up my next attack because my opponent's marked, and then be able to even attack react on top of it. Like 1-0, and then play freaking 2 sides of the blade. Or you can play I thought about playing Razor's Edge in here. That's not too terrible. But like, it's just kind of crazy. It's kind of really good. So I'm curious how they're going to turn out. I feel like there's still a lot more testing with Arachne. I still don't know that Assassin like has what it needs. Arachne Solitary Confinement probably does, but I haven't built an ASC deck yet for Commoner with the new stuff yet. So I'm just trying out some of this newer things to see how that works out. But a draw 4 in this situation, I mean, you know, pitch this, mark my, or discard this, mark my opponent. Then I can go ahead and I can play Desires of Flesh. Yeah, I can play Desires of Flesh. It'll get +1 because it'll be attacking a marked hero. And then when it hits get go again, my opponent full blocks. That's fine. I can go ahead and I can just pass. In that situation, it might even be better that I double pitch these into Marksman and then I attack with Desires of Flesh. That way I can come in for 6 damage, possible banishing. This hand, if I block with a Mark the Prey, I can, well, I probably block with a Pick to Pieces here, actually. Because then I can just pitch Mark of the Black Widow, attack with a Mark of the Huntsman, and then attack with Mark of the Prey for 4, go again, on hit Mark. And then it'll be 4 on hit, go again, on hit Mark. And then I can attack again with another one. So these are 0 for 4s that block 3 effectively, which is really, really good. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with this. I haven't done like, I played the Bunker Beard, the Blossom of Spring, the Danger Digits, Snappies, but I haven't gotten like too deep into what I want to do with it. I have to do a lot of testing with this deck, kind of see what works and what doesn't, and kind of go from there. But yeah, that's kind of it. I've done a lot of yapping for somebody who's sick and whose throat hurts a lot. So I'm probably going to go to bed. But it's been fun. Being able to go over all this, I think there's a lot of really good cards for Clash. A lot of great cards for Commoner. We haven't made a video or anything on the Majestics or any of that stuff yet, so like that'll probably wait. But I do think that the set there's a lot happening. And I feel like a lot of it is just not like the peak. I don't feel like it did anything crazy for Commoner, outside of maybe Poison Blades or whatever that card is. That's really good. But Draconic Heroes being an aggro means that it's pretty much going to be Icelander meta continuously, and there's not much they're going to be able to do about that. So, thanks, Austin. Take care, bud. And yeah, I'll definitely see you guys at pre-release for sure. That'll be good. I'm excited for pre-release. I'm going to 3 pre-releases this weekend, so I just need to make it through 4.5 days of work, and then I'll be starting to do pre-release stuff. Be very happy. Begin my nice long weekend, and then hopefully get some good stuff. But anywho, thanks guys for hanging out. I appreciate this. I appreciate you guys coming by and hanging out. If you're on Twitch, thank you for coming by on the Twitch things. If you're over on the YouTube side, which I know most of you are, thank you for popping by. For those of you who might be on Twitch who are watching my channel right now, just know that I am mainly over on YouTube. I am doing a lot of stuff over there on my YouTube, which is Ashenwings TCG. That is where you're going to be able to find most of my content. I just mainly dual stream on Twitch and on YouTube because it's 2 streaming platforms, and why not, right? I already have a following on Twitch anyway, so I might as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So I think we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna call it here for the night. But again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys are having fun in the Hunted. Make sure to send me all your cool deck list ideas for Commoner and for Clash, because I'd love to see them. A lot of heroes got affected by these cards coming out, so I know we're expected to see some new things arise, and I'm very excited to see what happens. But anyway, take care. If any of you are also feeling sick, I hope you feel better. And I'll see all of you beautiful